evening. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Poonam Burde. Congress in Karnataka faces allegations of appeasement once again. This time over a decision to withdraw criminal cases against 139 accused. This decision was made during a cabinet meeting yesterday. It includes charges of attempted murder, rioting and other serious offences which have now been withdrawn. AIMIM leaders were accused of orchestrating a mob attack on the Old Hubballi Police Station. This happened in April in 2022. The violent mob stormed the police station. They pelted stones, injuring at least 4 police personnel and damaging several police vehicles. The mob also allegedly targeted a nearby Hanuman temple and a hospital, all of which suffered significant damage. What's even more significant is that the law department, the police and the Department of Prosecution in the state all objected to these cases being dropped, but the state government decided to overrule all of those objections and drop the cases nonetheless. This also comes after Deputy Chief Minister of the state, D.K. Shiv Kumar, wrote to the government to drop these cases. We wonder why, because today when that question was posed to him, he brushed it aside and walked away. The Congress on its part is defending the decision, even pointing to the cases that were withdrawn by the BJP during their tenure. But the Saffron Party says that this is nothing but Congress's naked politics of Muslim appeasement. So why does Congress face this appeasement charge? Now, today's development is the latest in the long list of decisions that the Congress in Karnataka has taken, which is why they're at the receiving end of criticism. This, of course, is the latest instance where case against AIMIM leaders and several others, 138 others, most of whom are from the minority community. Those cases have been dropped. The lens is also on influx of illegals from Pakistan. In the recent past, several of those people have been arrested. They've been in Karnataka for years together. While the state government had pointed to the centre for not looking into this, the Congress was at the receiving end of turning a blind eye to this influx just because they're Muslims. Another controversy that the Congress was mired in not too long ago was that a bow and arrow lamppost was removed after the SDPI nudged the state government in doing so. There was a Congress SDPI alliance, remember, as well. Now, they beat the BJP in the Bantwal civic elections not too long ago. Congress putting up an alliance or getting into bed with an organization that was a political arm of a banned terror group, the PFI, had only given ammunition to their political rivals. Back in 2015, the Siddaramaiah government had decided to withdraw cases against PFI members as well. This was a time when PFI was not a banned organization, but its activities as far as inciting disharmony is concerned, those were very evident even back then. Now, it seems like withdrawing cases, though, is routine. The BJP has done it during their tenure as well, as the Congress is pointing out today. So then, can the Saffron Party accuse the Congress of appeasement? Let's see what exactly happened, at least between February 2020 and 2023. Here's what the BJP government did. They issued 7 separate orders to drop prosecution in at least 385 cases in a span of those 3 years. 182 of those cases were of hate speech and of cow vigilantism, which were withdrawn. Communal violence accused were also let off by Karnataka BJP when they were in power. This move is said to have benefited at least 2,000 accused, including several BJP MLAs and MPs and members of pro-Hindu groups. So can appeasement then swing one-sided? But even as we speak of this particular case, and as the Congress faces criticism for letting rioters and accused off, in this particular case, can the Congress then deny this appeasement charge? We'll open that up.
ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
What is the reasoning behind this?
We will all discuss later.
Police department and the Ministry of Law of the state government, they have opposed the withdrawing of the case. In spite of that, they have withdrawn it. That means, in a way, they are supporting Islamic fundamental activities.
That was selfish interest of politics. That is why in case of, like I said, the Karnataka government is only practicing politics of appeasement.
Let's open this up. Anand Gurumurthy, spokesperson of Karnataka BJP, is with us. Sadabas, political analyst, B.S. Arun, senior journalist, and Rashmi Samant, Hindu rights activist, with us on this broadcast as well. At the outset, I want to make it clear that the Congress was invited to be a part of this debate, but they've declined to do so. We wonder why, because the criticism that the Congress faces today is that of appeasement, one that it has faced multiple times in the past. Sadabas, this is not the first time that cases have been withdrawn in the state of Karnataka, irrespective of which political party has done so. But the Congress, because of its track record, faces the allegations of appeasement. Can they really shun that argument? Because even within the state government, at least 3 departments had warned against withdrawing these cases.
The fact of the matter, you're absolutely right, Poonamji, on the front that many times governments have come, governments have been, and they've all taken cases. Let me quickly bring to your notice, this has also happened during Baswaraj Bommai's time, who was a BJP Chief Minister here in my state of Karnataka, who withdrew 33 cases which were against BJP workers. September 2022, you can look at the report of the Hindustan Times. Not just that, several times RSS workers who've been embroiled themselves in riots and so on and so forth, cases have been taken back. Even in the case of Kerala, Uman Chandi himself took back cases against RSS workers on humanitarian grounds. And now let us come to Karnataka, my beautiful state of Karnataka. Let me bring to your notice that these cases have not just been taken down. There were several requests from the families of those who were accused, who were wrongfully confined, who were innocent. They went, pleaded to the Home Minister, Shri G. Parmeshwar, last year. Based on that, now let me just reiterate the statement of the Home Minister, Honorable Parmeshwar Ji. Just because they wrote letters, we will not withdraw the cases. There is a procedure in place. We have formed a cabinet subcommittee that will check every single proposal. Before the proposals are sent to the committee, their merits will be checked by the Home Department, and there are legal experts appointed, department experts, to take this call. Thereafter, the cabinet will decide. If our recommendations are right, they will withdraw the case, or else it will be sent back. So this has happened upon with the interest of the police, the people involved, and the committee.
Not with the police. That's where you're wrong, Syed Asad Abbas. It's not the police. The police, the prosecution department, and the law department all said that no, this cannot be done.
This has happened very much with the coordination of the ADGP. ADGP, along with the Home Minister, Shri Parmeshwar Ji, the ADGP is Mr. Hitendra. He is also part of this, the decision committee, the legal experts, all of them coming together. Only those, not all of them, only those who are found to be innocent, who are wrongly framed, only those cases have been withdrawn. Not all the cases.
Okay, so not all the cases are withdrawn, which is why this allegation does not stick. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And also in the matters of the appeasement that they speak of, what appeasement is it, respected sirs and madams of the BJP, I'd like to know? Isn't it appeasement to let go of the brutal killers of Bilkis Bano's family, her rapists? That wasn't appeasement. Isn't it appeasement when the Uttar Pradesh government grants 500 crore every year to madrasas? Isn't it appeasement when Eknath Shinde, alliance of BJP government in Maharashtra, increases the salary of madrasa teachers from 6,000 to 16,000? And isn't it appeasement?
Grants that are given to madrasas or salaries that are increased of madrasas teacher happens in every state, irrespective of whether it's the Congress or the BJP. But that is not a comparison to make with those who are accused of rioting and attempts to murder.
And last point, Poonamji, the fact of the matter, also when we speak of appeasement, yes, thank you, Poonamji, for the time. I really appreciate. Also, when we speak of appeasement, the fact Ram Rahim, the convicted rapist, he is allowed to be on parole 9 times, and especially during which vote bank are they trying to appease, is my question here.
Sure. So if the BJP does it, then the Congress can do it too, because then nobody is holier than thou in this particular case. Anand Gurumurthy, that's the allegation against the BJP, that the BJP is not one to raise questions against what the Congress does, because they do exactly that.
See, just because, in flowery languages, people explain something, it doesn't become the truth. Okay, I've told this n number of times. You people should understand that it is a war against the system, and you are going to let go of these criminals. Whatever is the religion, whatever is the community, caste, that doesn't matter here. They were, killing police officers. They were trying to kill the police officers. 4 of them had got seriously injured. And in spite of this, our analyst comes here and tries to, portray them as innocent people. Please, Okay, religion. Don't bring religion here and don't bring appeasement
Who
here
brought
more than what is
religion?
required.
I did not even speak of
And
religion.
at the
Punamji,
same time,
this is
please,
wrong.
I heard
Okay.
to you, right? I heard
Let
to
him
you, right?
let him
Don't even
finish.
bring religion.
Let him finish. I'll
Listen
come
to me
back to you
as well.
for a rebuttal. Let him finish, please.
Otherwise, you are going to push this country backwards because of the kind of stance that you are taking as an analyst. Okay, you must understand this. This is a great criminal charge that was there against all these people, and it is being removed. And you think the cabinet approval, the court will agree? The court will definitely throw this out, just like they, showed Siddaramaiah his in the 14 sites cases. What he was told, he was told that it is clearly there is something here and something wrong here, and the court took that order that day. Similarly, the court will not accept this. But when you talk about RSS, when you talk about BJP, those cases, is it something against the police? Come on, Abbas, don't equate these things and try to, cover up for Congress. Because the Congress spokesperson has not come, you don't sit here as a Congress spokesperson. Talk according to the logic here. Why were they against the system? Why
Okay,
do
Mr. Gurumurthy,
people
he's
take
entitled to have his opinion. He
control
wants to
of
back
police?
the Congress on this, that he is more than welcome to do it. We live in a democratic country. But the point being, Sir Abbas, is that the comparison cannot be made with grants given to madrasas or certain person getting parole in another state. That has nothing to do with this particular case where 4 policemen were injured, where public property was damaged not too long ago. This case is from 2022. It's just 2 years ago.
Fair question, Poonamji. Now let me quickly address the point. I think it's absolutely unfair that the BJP spokesperson is taking personal digs at me. Did I, in my complete statement, did I ever mention of religion? Can I please
Okay.
make my point?
Okay, Anand Gurumurthy. Okay, Anand Gurumurthy.
I'm not
Can I
taking
please
Anand
make my
Gurumurthy,
point?
you had yours.
You are
Anand
trying
Gurumurthy,
to
you had yours.
mislead
I'll come back to you. There are 2 other panelists that are waiting as well. And Mr. Abbas, I did ask him to let you have your opinion, to let you have your perspective on this, which is why you're here on the panel. But please make your point.
Thank you, Poonamji. I greatly respect this moderation. As a matter of fact, the BJP spokesperson made a point, on the front that, all this that is taking place on religion, which is absolutely wrong. I never mentioned, just to make it clear, I never mentioned anything of it during my opening statement. Also, the second point here, we need to understand here, those who are found to be guilty, the cases are on. Please hang them, punishment, let the courts take its, structure. The fact of the matter is, sitting here, we cannot call them criminals. You're a criminal only when you're convicted as guilty, not when the trial is on. So it's absolutely unfair. Now, coming to this point, there is a complete...
But when there's a trial on, even then, if there's a recommendation to let them go, how is that fair then?
Absolutely, Poonamji. It is fair. I will tell you why. Only when the merits of the case were seen, only when the FIRs were seen again, only when the charge sheet was going through, the subcommittee, the panel, along with the ADGP, the respective legal experts sat together, and only those cases which were found to be wrongfully framed, or they were found to be they're juveniles, and they were found to be innocent, only those were
How
given
were they found to be
withdraw.
innocent? The trial is still on, like you just said.
The withdrawal.
How has the government decided they were innocent?
I will answer that. The trial which has happened, there have been names which were not even there. Can I please make my
Okay,
statement?
Mr. Gurumurthy, let him finish. I've just asked him a question. How have you declared them innocent?
Thank you, ma'am. Those who were not even in the vicinity of the area of the riots taking place, those names were there. So those names make no sense.
Let them be cleared and be given a clean chit by the courts. That's how the judiciary works.
No,
The government can't decide that.
No, Poonamji, you're wrong here, and I'll tell you why.
Unfortunately for us, there are a lot of people that are wrongfully arrested, spend a long time in jails in this country. But which is why we have the judiciary in this country, which decides who gets a clean chit and who doesn't, based on the case that is built against them or not built against them. But Mr. Gurumurthy and Mr. Abbas, do stay on with us. The other 2 panelists are also waiting patiently. I'll come back to you. B.S. Arun, as far as withdrawing of cases is concerned in Karnataka, like I pointed out right at the outset, Congress is not the only party that has done it. The BJP has done it in the past as well. And if an appeasement allegation is being made against one party, the BJP could very well be at the receiving end of the same criticism.
Yeah, absolutely. That's also true. But here in this case, Poonam, there are 43 cases where the government, which the government has withdrawn. So these 43 cases include the BJP leaders also, besides, a couple of others. So the question of, who is it wrong, whether it's a BJP or that's secondary. Now coming to the current issue, the Hubli incident is against sort of a system. I'm not going to get into the Hindu-Muslim issue. There is an attack on the police station. Now, there was an attack. So obviously, you cannot, punish. You cannot leave those people who have attacked the police station. They also have to be punished. So in this case, whom the government has let off, whom the government has declared innocent, on what basis, that also comes into question. I think the courts are the only authority to declare them innocent. I can understand, that there may be innocent people who have been hauled up by the police, and they should certainly not get the punishment, as it happens in many other cases. So here is the question, an attack on the police station, an attack on the system, and they should be punished. They are liable for punishment. But those who are not really involved, or those who are just there as should not be held up by the police. This is my view, and they should not be punished. But those who have attacked the police station, those who have vandalized the police station, those who are involved in the assault on the policemen, I think they need to be punished without whether they are Hindus or Muslims.
They're criminals if they've done this. That's where it should be at. It doesn't matter what religion they come from, because that's what it needs to be looked at, and that's the prism that it needs to be looked at. But because we've seen the Congress party in Karnataka during its multiple tenures release criminals that belong to a particular community or withdraw cases against members of a particular community, that is why they face that allegation today. Rashmi Samant, let me get you in as well. We've seen these kind of withdrawal of cases or withdrawal of freeing people even when their trial is on. This has happened in Karnataka multiple times, like I mentioned. Does this have to do with one community and appeasement, or is this just about one particular party trying to pander to what they think works for them?
Well, Poonam, I don't want to comment about what the priorities of certain parties are, but I think from a humanitarian perspective, these trends are extremely alarming, because here in 2015, this is a pattern. If you see, in 2015, over 1,600 PFI activists were released. And this was against the, specified, recommendation of the Director General of Police and the Law Secretary at the time. They were against it, and they've put their reservations on record that, that they shouldn't, these 1,600 PFI so-called activists who are accused shouldn't be released. And here we're talking about organizations which have been banned, which have been associated with terror. Here we're talking about repeat offenders. Here we are not talking about civilians or people who have committed a crime for the first time and you're giving them the benefit of doubt. You're talking about organizations which have a history of hate speech, which have a history of pandering riots, which have a history of social unrest. In this situation, if you continue to allow people to be released based on your so-called clean sheet of innocence against the reservations of your own Director General of Police, against your own Law Secretary, then what it does, it starts to remove the fear of law and order among people. What is to prevent people from going rioting on our streets today? That is the question that I think every Kannadiga, including a concerned Kannaditi like me, are asking today. When Siddaramaiah ji is passing orders after orders, releasing people, and this is not the first time he's done it. He's done it the last time he was Chief Minister as well. What is to say that we are safe on the streets and that there won't be riots? Secondly, we've seen merciless killing of people. We've seen young people like Praveen Nettaru killed. We've seen people like Harsha killed, young teenage boys killed. Young people, with young wives and young families killed. Wives left widowed, children left fatherless. When these kinds of situations prevail, how can we allow activists of organizations with a history of hate speech and rioting go loose against the recommendations of the police and the legal system? That, I think, is the biggest question. The question is literally of safety. It is of law and order. And it is to, ask the question as to what is to say that, people will uphold law and order if there is no fear. So I think that is the fundamental question. So we can keep talking about appeasement, go on and go, we can keep on talking. There's been so much appeasement, free electricity, free food, free money for women. All that it does, end of the day, is it leaves the state broke. It halts infrastructure development. But here it is an active threat to your life. So if people die, then there's no question of economic development.
And
If
it's
there is
also
civil
about
unrest, there's no
optics.
question
I
of-
mean, we're talking about attempts to murder, we're talking about rioting, we're talking about cases against men in uniform. Sayyid Asad Abbas,
Exactly.
can the common man then feel safe? And that's a question that perhaps is on the minds of several Kannadigas today, or several residents of Karnataka today.
If you can
That if
attack
those
the
people who
police
attack the
and
police
get
station
away,
can get away, then
what
maybe
is the
other crimes
difference
would be
in
pardoned as well.
anybody?
Poonamji,
It's
I do
just
not
as
interrupt
straight as
anyone,
that.
so I kindly request all my respective panelists to just give me a minute's time.
Please go
Thank
ahead.
you. Poonamji, you've asked the rightful question. I will answer it accordingly. You know, what about we, the Karnigas, the people of this state? Do we feel safe? I can tell you for one matter, be it the Congress government, BJP government, or a JDS alliance government, Karnataka police is one of the best that we have in the country today. And no government can take away that power. Now, coming addressing, BS Arunji made a brilliant point that those who are indeed found to be guilty must be punished. There are no other go to it. But he's also mentioned that those who are wrongfully confined, those who are innocent, and that is absolutely unfair to jail them or have any cases against them. Now, let's speak about the law. What the law says, the law and justice. Law and justice gives complete rights over the government, which has formed a committee. There is a law department, there are legal experts to do its own investigation and take back cases of those who don't find merit. But those prima facie evidence, charge sheet, FIR, logical reasoning must go through the advent of law. There is no two ways. Now, Rashmiji spoke about, this is absolutely wrong what is being done. Ma'am, what would you like to say? September 2022, please to read this report of Hindustan Times, where Basuraj Bommai, who's the Chief Minister of the BJP, allowed to let go of withdrawal of cases against BJP workers, RSS. Is that
did you
okay?
answer the
Wouldn't you
question,
call that
Mr. Abbas?
appeasement? So when Congress does it, it's absolutely wrong. But when BJP does it, what kind of duplicity and hypocrisy is it? If BJP is wrong, then Congress is also wrong. And Congress is wrong, then BJP is also wrong. So,
Sure, and that's what we've been, Mr. Abbas, that's what we've been saying right from the start. That no party can claim high moral ground on this. And Anand Gurumurthy, can you deny that the BJP did withdraw cases? But can the BJP deny that you did withdraw cases when you were in power in several hate speech cases, in communal violence as well?
Poonam, you are trying to put it as BJP Congress. This is not about that. This is against the system, Poonam. This is about you, me, Rashmi, Abbas,
I agree.
everybody.
But it's also about the
nobody will
party in
be spared by
power,
these
because
criminals.
law and order is under the ruling government of the day.
You are giving Abbas 5 minutes. Listen to me.
No,
for
I'm
2
giving
minutes,
you time as well.
Okay, please listen to me. See, this is not about, Congress, BJP. Here it is very clear that these guys are against the system. Now, when they're against the system has to do something about it, right? And here somebody is passing and comes as an analyst and passing a judgment here like a judge. They're innocent.
personal
How does
He
he know they're
can
innocent?
be an
He also
analyst and
knows
have his
they're
opinion,
innocent.
Mr. Gurumurthy. I've already asked you once to not take personal pot shots. Please make your point.
I'm not taking a personal pot shot. Poonam, let me be very clear here. Okay, it's not a personal pot shot. Okay, it is what Rashmi said and what Arun sir said. It is very important to note that all our children go out in this state, and after this government came in, how many drug peddlers, how many criminals got parole? And the analysts like these come and openly back them on TV saying that, oh, they're innocent. According to the law,
Let him back who he wants to back, sir. He's entitled to have his opinion. I request you once again, sir, please refrain from making comments against other panelists and make your point.
No, I'm not making against the panelists. I'm telling as generally as analysts and panelists of Congress. Okay, I'm not making against Abbas here. I'm generally telling that these people who logically understand what is happening in our state, and innocents are dying on the streets. Innocents, there's so much of things are happening. Even the wheelie that kids do on the streets are not being stopped by the police. Why? Because the cabinet decides here in Karnataka not to stop them from doing wheelie on roads. What kind of a nonsense is this? And we have to bear this silently, Punam? You tell me, do we have to bear this silently? We are going to oppose this. Whether it is, to go on the streets and protest against it, let them put 100 cases on us, and, equating whatever BJP, RSS thing and Congress thing that you are trying to do, that is not equitable at all here. You are only showing live visuals where police jeeps are being turned. These rioters are trying to kill police. And still, this Congress government, says, no, they are innocent. And some analysts and panelists come here and say,
wrong,
we are the judge of this, and we have to accept this. That's all is my
Can I,
submission.
Poonamji?
Sure.
Can I, Poonamji?
Sure.
I think in all responsibility, we need to understand one thing. Of course, we all can see the visuals. Let me tell you, I personally, who's come here on your show, tell you, Poonamji, that those who are writing there, those who are attacking the police, must be punished. The most brutal sentence. They must be sentenced with capital punishment, I would say. Absolutely not. Do not let them go. But if there are maybe RSS workers, BJP workers, or anybody, as a matter of fact, the cases which have been withdrawn also have RSS workers there, sir. Just read the names. It's not just one community that you're targeting. There are people of other community too.
But what
You
is
need
the
to
kind of
understand that.
messaging? What is the kind of messaging that comes out of it? That is important.
Yes, absolutely. The messaging needs to be right. So therefore, that is the reason why, like I said, those who do not have a single prima facie evidence, those who are not charge sheeted, only those with a clean sheet, those who have nothing
How
to do
have
with
they
the
been
case,
clean sheet?
who are
How have
wrong.
they been given this clean sheet?
I'll
That's
tell you.
exactly what I'm
I'll
asking.
tell you how they are given. How they are given a clean sheet is because there is absolutely no evidence against them. Not just that, many of them are found to be 14, 15-year-olds who are school-going kids who are wrongfully confined.
So if the arrests were made 2 years ago,
Yes.
the Congress party didn't come into power just now. They've been in power also for a while.
Yes. Absolutely.
So then if they've been innocent,
I'll
they
tell
were
you.
okay.
I
They
will
were
answer.
okay to be incarcerated for the last 1.5 years.
The families, I will answer that, Poonamji. That's the right question. Fair question on the timing. The families of these innocent people have been running from pillar to post. They have also
Mr. Gurumurthy, I'll come to
Baswaraj
you. Let him answer
Bommai
my
ji.
question, please. I'll come to
They
you.
have also approached Baswaraj Bommai. They have also approached the BJP government in power then. They also approached last year, 2023. They approached MLA Tanveer Seth in Mysore. They also approached Home Minister Dr. Parmeshwar. Only on the basis, this does not take immediately. This took 1 year of clearance from 23 to 24. Only when they found to be cleared by the expert committee of legal experts and the police and the committee, only then the withdrawal of cases of
There
happened.
were also committee members and the police and the law secretary of your state who said that this should not be done. But Anand Gurumurthy had a point to make before I get to BS Arun as well.
Basically, in 2016 also something similar happened, Poonam. The High Court directed clearance of all these Rajakaluves, okay? Immediately, within, and it gave 100 days time. Immediately, parole was given to so many rowdy sheeters and other people. Same Siddaramaiah government, okay? And Kaveri riots happened, almost 1.5 months, 2 days, 3 days, the state burned, and after that 1.5 months, everywhere, section 144. In that meantime, 45 days, okay, the extra grace period, about almost 150 days, the Siddaramaiah government took. In that period, many big builders went and took all kinds of, they stopped those cases in the court and got the stays in the court. And, somehow they managed this law, they put a black cloth on the law and, just made sure that they were safe. This is the same thing that is happening. Now there are cases against Siddaramaiah. To cover up, he is trying to do all this. And along with him are his cabinet ministers who have many cases running against him. So these, basically they are supporting, criminals are supporting criminals in Karnataka. That's all we can say. Okay. And this is what is happening. And if anybody supports them, they are also criminals. That's all.
Sure. So this is nothing but a diversionary tactic. Okay. Look, Mr. Abbas, I have very limited time on this. Let me get in BS Arun as well. Let me get in.
How can you let away this man calling me criminal?
He's not called you a criminal.
Who is he?
He's not called you a criminal.
Criminals are supporting criminals.
He's not called you a criminal.
Are you the High Court judge? What logic is this?
I'm not calling you
Criminals are
anything,
supporting
okay?
criminals.
Don't
Criminals
play
are
victim
free
here.
criminals.
Please,
Sir,
Mr.
are you a
Abbas,
judge
I'm not calling you
given a
anything.
convicted order? Poonamji,
Okay, I don't. Okay, no, Mr. Abbas, I don't think he called you a criminal. He was talking about this being a diversionary tactic in Karnataka and criminals being protected irrespective of who they are. But BS Arun, but
judges given an order, they are criminals.
sorry.
Conviction order? Can you produce a conviction order, Mr.
So then, how have you decided they are innocent and let them go?
Of course, committee has given them. There is no judge saying they are not
But
innocent.
how does
Of
that
course.
work, Mr. Abbas? That
It does
a
work, that
committee
is the
can
procedure.
decide whether they are innocent or not and let them go.
Okay, when there
But
is
the
absolutely
judiciary, but everybody else has to wait for the judiciary to act, which is the normal law in this
Ma'am,
country.
that is the state government. That is the working of the state government. Be it Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, any state. If the committee finds that there is no prima facie
But members
evidence,
of
they
that
are
committee, at
innocent.
least 3
But that
individuals
is the
from 3
law.
different departments in the
That
state
is the
said
rule of
no,
the
this
law.
should not be done.
But
What about
is
those voices of
unfair is
dissent?
You're allowing this man to passing everybody as criminal only because they allowed them. Sir, you're not a judge. You have no conviction or
I am
acquittal
not a judge
orders.
here.
Kindly
I
refrain
am
from
judging
that.
as a
Sure,
citizen of
whether
this
they're
country.
criminals or not, whether they're accused of all these allegations or not, is for the courts of this country to decide, and that's exactly the point we're
That's
trying
my
to make.
point.
It was
Why
not
am
for the
I
government to
allowing him
decide
to-
that they are innocent and let them go. But, gentlemen, please, B.S. Arun, do you find it interesting or rather strange that the only defense the Congress has today, after this entire furor has erupted, is that the BJP did this as well? If the Congress finds nothing wrong in the decision that they've taken, why do they not come out and give us rationale of why they've done it? Because we've spoken to several Congress leaders. D.K. Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, refused to answer our questions. Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, came out and said the BJP has done it too. Such recommendations are being made. What's the big deal? So did other Congress leaders. Is the only argument the Congress have that BJP did it too? Do you find that strange?
Well, it's not really strange because these are political parties. When BJP comes, there is appeasement of some sort. When Congress comes, there is appeasement of some sort. I'm not directing at this particular case, but then it has been happening, and you have mentioned it so vividly. Now the question is, as far as this Hubballi incident is concerned, the state government should have made public against whom they are withdrawing these cases and what was the cases against them are, and how many people are there who actually ransacked the police station, who assaulted the policeman, and who attacked the police station. They should make it clear as to who are these people and come out with the properly on those involved and those who are not involved. I think that will at least give some semblance to the decisions that they have taken. As you rightly mentioned, ultimately, the courts have to take this up and say whether they are innocent or not. It's finally the courts, the judiciary in India is supreme, and they have to take a final decision on it. They are the arbiter, not the state government.
Absolutely, and we'll leave it at that. I have to end it here. I thank you all for joining us here on this broadcast. Rashmi Samant, of course, continues to be with us on the other big story that we'll be tracking here after a quick break, and that is the unabated attacks that continue in Bangladesh on the Hindu community. We are in the Durga Puja season. Unfortunately for Hindus in Bangladesh, the festivities have dampened, to say the very least. The onus is on the caretaker government and on the chief of that government, Mohammad Yunus. We'll get you more details.